Hey folks, it's Ben. I'm here with a 1995 Chevy Corsica rear drum brake assembly. Now for this car in particular, what we had is a failure of the brake cylinder right there. On the front side, it actually started leaking fluid and got everything in here side coated. So we had to change the cylinder out, which, note, there are two different kinds. There is a kind that is completely flat in the back, and that's made for the Canadian market, and then you have this one which is actually angled in the back, and I might or maybe not put a picture of the differences between the two during this part, for the US market, which this Canadian car happens to have. The US market one is a little smaller, and that's important, so it fits all in here, but just note it's best to find out which one you have, and as you can see in the pictures, there is a difference there. Then we have our pads obviously on the outside. So if you're reassembling these, note that each spring here connects to the second hole. So there's one hole, two holes. Both pads are the same. They go either way. And so the first hole up top here on the rear pad is actually for your park brake lever. So that actually, there's a pin with an E-clip on it that you have to pull the E-clip, pull the pin, switch it over, put it into the new pad. And then that hooks into your park brake cable. The other side is empty. The next thing that's kind of interesting is this bar that goes across here. If you're familiar with drum brakes, this is just kind of keeps them separated. The spring is towards the front and it's one slot. And in the back, there's no spring, but there's two slots because the parking brake mechanism and the brake pad all share one slot in this bar that goes across that keeps them separated here. We've got our other spring here. We'll talk about that lever in a second. Of course, you got your typical retainer springs there. And then on the bottom down here, I'll bring my light down for us. You have your typical GM expander. So every time you activate the park brake, it causes this lever to move a little bit, and it actually comes and swipes up and actually expands this out a little bit so it accommodates for wear that you have on your brake system. I don't ever use the park brake on my GM cars because one day you'll set it and it won't unset, and there you'll sit. So I typically, when I do a tire change, I'll pop the drum off real quick because that's a good practice to get into as well. I'll give that a cranks or two just so that they rub just a little bit, and then you're good to go to keep them in adjustment. So yeah, there's that last third item on the center pin there, and that does come down to the park brake right there. It was disconnected on the other side, so it's obviously not that important to have. But you want to put all this hardware back into it here. And the connection of the back is fairly straightforward. Now, the cylinder is actually held in with two, if I can get it here, with two E Torx, which are actually like a socket type Torx. You can't use a Torx, you got to use an E Torx to get them out. I don't know what size they are, but they ultimately are like a 10 millimeter thread. Mine were so corroded that they were useless, so I ended up having to cut them off with the Dremel. So I replaced them with just 10 mil bolts, and that seemed to work out okay, but the heads are a touch big. They're a little bit pain in the butt to get going. And then up here, of course, we have our new brake line because you're going to wreck that, taking the old one off, and then you have your bleeder screw there. There is a convenient axle point to connect to, so you need about 24 inches of new brake. I'm not going to show you what I did because it's awful. And because I had about 3 feet, so I had to do a little bit of, I didn't want to redo it, crimp a new end, so I just I need to get this thing out of here. It's 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Just need to get this thing back on the road. Come back this spring and we'll do it again nicer than this, but I don't need to show you that for now. So if you have any questions on this brake assembly, feel free to ask, but here's the quick overview of it. There's not a lot on the internet about it, so that's why I kind of wanted to go over it with you and just kind of see, and then this will remind me if someone asks a question what I had to do to get there. Next up, I'm going to slide on the drum, and I could say adjust it, and then I got to bleed the system. And then hopefully I can get this thing out of here, and I can go back into my nice warm house. So if you guys have any questions, please ask them. Please subscribe to my channel, Turbo231, for more exciting videos, and we'll see you next time. We are running snow tires on this one. It's a beautiful Corsica, but it's my son's car, and he uses it as a car. I think there's salt. That's dirt, not rust, but it's actually not too bad for surface rust.